So a few weeks ago when I posted a video about leaving my 9 to 5 job, I got this really good question about managing your schedule once you leave behind the structure of the 9 to 5. Now you don't got a boss telling you what to do. You don't have a boss telling you when to come in. There's no time for you to leave the office, nothing. It's complete freedom. When you first get this freedom, as was the case for me, I was like, this is fire. I can now wake up whenever I want. I can go to sleep when I want, go to the gym whenever I want. And it left me with an open calendar. So the first mistake that I did was I started giving myself a little bit of extra time in the morning. I'd stay up a little later at night. I'd say just, you can go 30 more minutes watching this show, 30 more minutes watching this movie. You can just add it up back in the morning. So instead of waking up at my usual time of 6:30, as I would do when I had my job, I started giving myself an extra 30, slowly turned into 40, slowly turned into 45 minutes extra in the morning. Now I was waking up at 7:15. Now fair enough, but then this added on to me taking a little bit extra time in my breakfast, enjoying it a little more, taking a little bit longer to make my coffee, another hour gone. Taking a bit longer at the gym, another hour gone. And slowly, like week on week after I left behind the job, I realized I didn't have all the time that I thought I would have now that I left the 9 to 5. And that's when it hit me. I need to figure out and create a schedule for myself that I'm going to follow every single day, strictly, that is going to help me now accomplish my goals. Now, the beauty of being an entrepreneur is not getting to wake up 30 minutes later, not getting to go on vacation whenever you want, getting to go out whenever you want. The beauty is that you now get to make this schedule for yourself. There's no boss making it for you, and there's no job creating it for you. Now, the responsibility falls on you to do this so that you don't waste a ton of time. The reason why I think I'm qualified to answer this question really well is because when I started my business, man, I was working a 9 to 5 and I was in grad school. I was doing school, business, job all at once. I was juggling all of these things. So I kind of learned how to be productive in a way. I learned how to get everything that I needed to get done, but I still lacked the structuring. Now I still got 2 classes left in my master's, so I am not dropping out after doing the struggle of 2 years of 8 extra classes for a master's degree. I'm not dropping out. I have 2 more, 1 final semester right now, but at the same time I have to manage my business and I have to create my YouTube content. So I found myself with a good amount of time from the 9 to 5 that I used to waste there, but now I need to structure it and use it well. And I'm going to tell you exactly 3 things that I'm applying now in my life to set up an amazing schedule after a lot of trial and error, after a lot of wasted time that I want you to avoid and things that I want you to implement. So first of all, you need to create a calendar for yourself. We get so many advantages with technology, like the amount of things that you can do with an iPad or an iPhone or just Google Calendar, your iPhone calendar is so, it can have such an immense effect on your life. It can make your life so much more productive and better. So you need to sit down, take 30, 45 minutes of your day and create a calendar for yourself. Now that's pretty basic advice. However, the way you're gonna make the most optimized calendar, the best calendar for you, is to try out a couple of different things. So on the first day, you're gonna set a certain schedule. On day 2, let's say you started on Monday, on Tuesday, you set a different kind of schedule. And on Wednesday, you set a different one. Now, how you go about setting these schedules, and this is my strategy, this is what I've done over these last few weeks that has worked so well for me, is you grab your calendar and you set a specific wake up time for yourself every day. For me, I made that time 6:30. Doesn't matter if it's the weekend, doesn't matter if it's a weekday. Your body doesn't know the difference between Saturday and Tuesday. So every time I wake up at the same time, 6:30, and I set a 1 hour, 2 hour morning routine for myself that just includes the essentials of how to start out my day. Now I know a lot of people like to fast in the morning. For me, I prefer to stop eating earlier versus fasting, because if I fast in the morning, it kind of messes up my gym schedule, it messes up the time I eat lunch, and I end up eating dinner late and I don't digest well. So for me, breakfast is included in that morning routine. The morning routine runs from 6:30 to 8:30. It involves stretching, it involves prayer, it involves eating, it involves reading. I get all those things done. And then I set all the essentials. These are the mainstays in my calendar. These are things that I'm going to do every single day, rain or shine, no matter what. You need to decide on what your mainstays are. How you do this is by setting your goals for yourself, your short-term goals. What do you want to accomplish? For me, you see that sticky note back there? That has 3 short-term goals for me that are all related, that all match what I'm doing, that all match my lifestyle. So you look at those goals and then you structure your daily necessities. So for me, it's going on live every day. It's every 2 days I record a YouTube video. That's set into the schedule. It's going to the gym 5 days a week. Those 5 days are locked into my calendar. It's creating 2 to 3 pieces of content for TikTok every single day, locked in. It's answering emails or dealing with kind of TikTok stuff, again, locked in. And then I look at that, I'm like, boom, all the essentials have their time every single day. I'm going to complete them every single day. But then I look and I see a bunch of gaps on my schedule, because it's not going to take me 12 hours the whole entire day to go on live, make a YouTube video and record some TikToks. It's not. So then when you look at your schedule and you see these openings that you have every single day, that's where you plug in all these smaller tasks. Now, this is where having a to-do list comes in. So I have a calendar, I have a to-do list. The to-do list is not the daily essentials. The to-do list is things that come to mind that I have to do. For example, an order got lost in transit, I have to deal with that. I'm gonna write that in my to-do list. Deal with order 4237, message the customer, whatever it may be. So I look at my calendar, I'm like, okay, now I have an opening, let me deal with this to-do task. And I get that to-do task out of the way. Or setting up a doctor's appointment. When you set up an appointment, you can just go look at your calendar. Let me select a time that doesn't coincide with my essentials. I call the things you have to do your essential tasks that are on there every day. If it doesn't coincide with the essentials, boom, I just plug it in there. And this is where leisure and fun and stuff like that comes in. You never, and this leads me to point number 2. So once you've constructed the schedule, you got it, you look at it every day, you have it on your phone, you have a widget of it on your wallpaper of your phone, you know what you have to do at every single moment of every single day. No time is being wasted. This is where point number 2 comes in, and that is learning how to say no. If you want to be the most productive version of yourself, if you have a lot of things to handle, like I do right now, I got school, I got YouTube, and I got ecom. I have to handle all these 3 things. So I look at my calendar and I have all the essentials there. If someone hits me up to hang out, let's go play soccer, let's go to the movies, let's go do this, that. I look at my calendar, you're telling me to go hang out during my TikTok live time that I set for myself? No. It's that simple, no. If you're not able to say no, or you're not able to disappoint your friends, you're gonna end up disappointing your future self. Just think about it like that. Do I want to disappoint Joe, or do I want to disappoint future me? That's all you have to say. And it's a pretty quick answer from there. When someone asks me, I'm like, you know what, in 4 years, what's future aiming gonna think? Damn, you should have probably put in that work so now I can be enjoying my time, or I can be enjoying my life. And it's an easy thing for me. I look at the schedule, you're telling me to hang out during my YouTube content time. I'm sorry, that's a no, but I got this time, right? You can also see your free time. But this leads me to another point as well that I wanted to cover. As an entrepreneur, someone who's self-employed, you create your own schedule, you don't get the weekends off. You can't give up, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 days a month. 96 days a year. That took me a little bit to calculate all the days in the year. 96 days a year. If you give up all weekends, you're wasting 96 days a year. Do you know how much you can accomplish in that? That's over 3 months of your time. That's crazy. Now again, the weekends, I'm not gonna say the whole weekend is filled with the essentials and no, sorry, I'm not gonna say the whole weekend is filled with like to-do list items and the other smaller tasks. I do my essentials on Saturday and Sunday, but the rest of the time, I'm just gonna chill. I'm gonna relax a little bit. I'm gonna recover, mostly Sunday. Saturday, I still like to work. Sunday, I'll take it a little bit, more of a chill day after I do my essentials of studying for my classes. If you're a student right now and you have a business as well, you don't work a job, your essential is going to be studying. So for me, Sunday, study is an essential. Do a couple pieces of content for TikTok, one for YouTube, and then I get to relax. You can go to the movies, hang out with your friends, whatever it is that you want to do. Take that time for yourself to recover and rejuvenate and keep going at it, right? Because this is a non-stop cycle. We're not working for 2 years and then gonna retire. Or we're not working to look forward to a vacation or something like that. We're constantly working. We can take vacations whenever we want, but we gotta put in that work. And this leads me to the last and final point. If you want all this to function well, you got your schedule, you learned how to say no. Now, the way that you're gonna optimize that time when you're working on your essential tasks or the to-do list tasks is you need to eliminate distractions. Again, technology is a beautiful thing. It can be used to make a ton of money, or it can be used to ruin your life and distract you all day long. So for me, this is my strategy. If you're someone out there who shares the same business that I do, an e-commerce business, and you like to create content on YouTube, or you just create content on YouTube. Whatever it is, only keep, and I know this is gonna be hard to accept, only keep the social media apps that you actually use to create content. Keep your favorite social media apps that you create and consume content on. For example, for me, I had to delete Instagram. I didn't like Instagram. It was a huge distraction. I would just scroll on it endlessly for what? For no reason. I don't care about what that other person is doing. I don't care about that person traveling. I don't care about your gym progress. I don't care about none of that. And I realized I didn't really enjoy making content on it either. It has a ton of distractions. You got stories, you got reels, you got the explore page, you got photo posts, you got all these things. I'm like, I don't really care about posting on this. If you do like to post on it and delete it. Every time you post, just get on, post, delete. But for me, I didn't really care for it. I sat back and I was like, all right, I don't Snapchat. Like, I'm not 15 years old. That's gone. But I still wasted time on it as like a 20-year-old. Instagram, I'm not making content on it or making money on it. That's gone. What's left? TikTok and YouTube. I love YouTube. I can learn a lot from YouTube, and I love to create YouTube videos. So I'm gonna keep YouTube. TikTok, I'm not gonna lie, it's like my guilty pleasure. I don't learn that much on TikTok, but I can study trends on it, and it helps me with my business, and that's where my business is. That's like the core of my business, TikTok shop and creating TikTok content on it to drive sales. So I gotta keep that. So at least, even if I might waste an extra 30-40 minutes a day on TikTok, I'm also making a lot of money on it. If I might waste an hour or two a day on YouTube, at least I'm creating content on it. So you keep those, delete the rest of the distractions, because they are going to push you away again from your goals that you see right there. And that leads me to point number 2 when it comes to distractions. Do not disturb is going to be your best friend. During your work blocks, during the essential tasks, boom, do not disturb on the phone, put it to the side. It's that simple. If you have an iPad, a MacBook that you do your work on, turn on do not disturb on your phone. You got it everywhere. Now you're focused, and you can actually do some deep work for that 1 hour period. Because you'll be surprised. You don't need to work all day long, 8-10 hours to accomplish certain tasks. You just need an hour or two of really deep focused work in it, and then you're gonna accomplish more than you would in 20 distracted hours. Literally, it's that simple. Eliminate distractions, focus on the tasks that align with your goals. Now, another mistake I was doing before, and this is why the calendar is so valuable and the to-do list is so valuable, is I only had a to-do list. So on my to-do list, I'll be setting all these tasks, and I'll be like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do all of these today. And it'll be like the tasks for a week. So I was never getting that satisfaction of saying, okay, I accomplished my daily tasks for today, because I could never finish the entire to-do list in one day. For example, 2 weeks ago, I set in my to-do list, post all products on Etsy as well, create 3 pieces of content for TikTok, make a YouTube video, go on TikTok live, call your doctor to set up an appointment, and like 3 gym and some other things. I'm like, at the end of the day, I was looking at it, I was like, I feel like I worked all day, but I didn't even accomplish all these things, and the ones that I didn't do them very well. And it was like, do homework or exam. And I'm like, I didn't do none of these things very well. So I realized that I was just wasting my time. But now I look at my calendar, I wake up in the morning, all right, these are my morning tasks. I'm like a robot. Like, you literally have to be like a robot. But then you realize, like, routine is kind of beautiful. It's kind of nice knowing what you have to do at every single hour of the day, and being able to, at the end of it, look and like, all right, I accomplished all my tasks, check it off. And you feel those small wins and that little satisfaction that eventually gets you to these. I'm not going to share these. I'll share them at the end of the year, the new year. But you start to realize that you're making strides towards your goal. And it all stems from the calendar, from scheduling your days, from valuing your time. There's also a mental aspect to it. You no longer have a boss. And I would say to myself, I respected my boss and that company more than I respect myself. Because when the boss told me to wake up at 6:30 and be in the office at 8, I did it every day with no fail. But when I'm running my own thing and I'm doing something for me, I'm building my own empire, I'm gonna wake up in the morning and let me give myself 30 more minutes. Like, that's a lack of respect for yourself. Also do this, a little bit of a mental thing that I've been doing, is I just think of my old manager at my last job. Horrible experience with the guy. He made my life miserable. So every morning I wake up at 6:30, the alarm goes off, I'm like, I don't want to sleep, like 10 more minutes. And I just envision him standing over me, telling me, have I sent out 50 emails today and made 30 cold calls? I'm like, my ass gets up so quick, I shoot out of that bed, I almost burst through the roof. I get up so quickly. So remember the life that you had previously when you were working the 9 to 5 and use that fear of going back to it as your driving force towards these goals. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you go and apply these steps. The Calendar Man is going to change your life. You will also find my free TikTok shop course down below, 3+ hours free. You don't gotta pay nothing for it. It's right there for you, so you got no excuses to not make some money on TikTok shop. If you want one-on-one help, you'll find my one-on-one Calendly link there. And if you're ready to take the next step, my coaching link is also down there. So I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe as well, because that's important, and I'm out.